Hi, this is My Vane with your home team at Creative Results, and ready or not, winter is coming. According to the recent weather reports, it looks like it's coming faster than what we have anticipated. So, here are my 10 tips to get your home ready for winter. Alright, so the first tip, number 1, clear and clean out your gutters of any dirt, any leaves, any plants that's growing on the gutters. If you had bad shingles or a leak in the roof, make sure you change out the shingles. And also make sure that you extend your downspout from 4 to 6 feet away from the home. Tip number 2, turn off all exterior spigots and drain out all the water so that any water left in the pipes is not frozen and will not cause the pipes to burst. Remember to keep your home warm at all times so that your pipes, either interior or exterior, will not burst during our cold Minnesota winters. Alright, tip number 3, get your furnace or boiler tuned up for winter. The worst thing that can happen is your furnace or boiler dying on a very cold day this winter. So a tune-up can range anywhere from $59 to $100, and it is a relatively inexpensive way to make sure that your furnace or boiler is working. The other thing is you do have to change your furnace filter once a month. So during the winter months, we use the furnace pretty heavily. Make sure that you are changing your filters during the winter months once per month, and that you make sure check that the filter is clean prior to us going into the winter months where we're using the furnace a lot more. Tip number 4, drain out your water heater. Over time, there could be sediments that will be building up in your water heater. The worst thing that can happen is that the water heater dies or has faulty hot water during your winter months for hot showers. So make sure before it gets too cold to drain out the water heater, all the water in here drain it out, and then fill it up with new water. Tip number 5, insulate your home. A lot of the times in older homes, there may be some cracks between the door and the bottom of the doorway. So if you do have cracks between the doorway and the bottom of your doorway, make sure to buy weather strips. And that's not only for doors. You could buy weather strips for windows and doors to make sure that there's no cold air leaking in and your hot air is not leaking out. Now for people with older windows, you could buy the window insulation kit, and that will keep the cold air from coming in through your windows. This is relatively inexpensive as well. You can find this at any of the major retailers like Target or Walmart. Tip number 6, make sure your attic is sufficiently insulated. We all know that heat rises, so heat could be escaping through your attic if it is not properly insulated. It may be harder to keep your house warm during the winter months. Last year we have a lot of ice dam issues, and that may be an issue with not enough insulation in your attic. A good rule of thumb is to have at least 12 to 14 inches of insulation in your attic to help keep heat from escaping and prevent ice dams. Tip number 7, cover your air conditioner. And this is to prevent snow from getting in and melting and rusting the metal of the fan and the exterior of the air conditioning. So if you don't have a cover, if you cannot find one, make sure to put at least a board over it so that the snow doesn't get in. Tip number 8, if you have a fireplace, make sure to clean out the fireplace and close the damper. I would suggest professional cleaning to make sure that nothing is still stuck up there, and then close the damper off so you don't have cold air coming in. If you have for chimneys, make sure you're cleaning out the chimney and checking that there is a cap on top of the chimney so that rodents or snow doesn't get in. Tip number 10, remember to buy de-icer, or as some people call it, salt. Don't wait until the last minute, the day we get a big snowstorm, to buy de-icer, because they may be out. Trust me, I've done that before. So remember to have that in stock in your garage and for your car. It helps prevent ice building up on your sidewalk and helps melting the snow on the driveway. Tip number 10, test your sump pump. I know what you're thinking, the ground is frozen, there's no water coming in, but periodically through the winter when we have warmer days, some of the snow will be melting. We want to make sure that your sump pump is equipped, ready to pump out the water. So the sump pump looks like this, and for a lot of homes, it's in the basement in the typically in the utility room. Sometimes it's in a little closet like this. Sometimes it's under a kitchen sink or a cabinet. So make sure you test your sump pump. And how do you test your sump pump? Pour some water in there, and it functions like a toilet. Once the water reaches a certain level, it will pump out the water. Bonus tip number 11. If you have in-ground sprinkler system, you need to blow out the remaining water in the pipes. If you're not sure how to do that, hire a professional company to come blow it out. They range anywhere from $100 to $150. But this is to make sure that your water pipes out here does not freeze during the winter. This is my vein with your home team at Creative Results. Now let's get our home ready for winter.